Pleased to be joined by former SMSU point guard Ryan Bruggeman. Finished his career with the Mustangs back in 2019. Spent this past season playing overseas in Bosnia and Spain, but you're back home in Pelican Rapids, aren't you?
Yeah, back home. Whole family's home. My brother's here, and just enjoying some family time during this crazy situation.
Absolutely. You started your overseas career in Bosnia, spent the past couple months playing in a league in Spain. And from what you told me a little bit before we started recording, you got out of Spain just in time, didn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I was actually in the air when the Spain government announced a state of emergency there. So I was pretty relieved to be getting out, and landing in Minnesota was a great feeling.
Absolutely. Glad you're safe. Glad the whole family is safe for you there in Minnesota. What was it like from just a basketball perspective playing in Europe this past year?
It was definitely a learning curve. After spending 5 years at a great place like SMSU, you get kind of accustomed to the way things are done, and just so ingrained in the culture there that it was a different experience, but it was a really good one, and I enjoyed it a lot.
And so what we're going to do now, because we don't really have any live sports to talk about, is we're going to look back on some of our favorite classic moments. And for you, you had a really great game a little more than a year ago, February 1st, 2019, against Minnesota Crookston. We were fortunate to broadcast it on Midco Sports Network. You had a career-high 49 points. Was there anything leading up to the game where you thought something special might happen?
We had a great week of practice, and we thought we had a really good game plan, but I think we were just happy to be playing again. And I think the biggest thing that people might not know is I got a haircut from Coach Bigler that Friday morning. And so we were in the locker room. He was cutting me up and getting my hair looking good for the night. And I think looking back, I think he takes some credit for that night for sure.
I can't imagine a world where Coach Bigler is a barber. Has he cut hair for other people before?
He claimed he did when he told me he would give me a haircut, and I kind of blindly trusted him, and I thought his haircut looked pretty good, so it would be perfect.
Yeah, I was gonna say the no hair look probably helps his case a little bit.
Yeah. So I trusted him, and I think I was asking for a haircut before every game after this game now. So
that's crazy. Well, we finally learned the secret to what happened. But what we're going to do right now is we're actually going to take a look back at all your baskets from that game. So let's take a look at that right now. All right, so you guys win the opening tip, and your first basket comes 10 seconds into the game, behind the back, step back. You looked in rhythm right away.
Yeah, I must have had a good warm-up and was feeling good, and we got the ball reversed, and I took a tough one early, and to get a shot like that go in right away is always a big confidence boost.
And then second basket, you drive right inside, and I think that's part of your versatility. You obviously weren't afraid to go inside, but as we're going to see here with a couple of three-pointers, you can let it fly too.
Yeah, after that first one goes in where it's really contested, you get kind of in a rhythm, and I would just felt good, and when I don't hesitate, that usually good things happen. So.
And then this three, Minnesota Crookston calls a timeout right after this. You have a 10-point lead. You have 10 points already, and you're fired up emotionally really early. Why were you so revved up at that point?
We've been having a little bit of an up and down year, just trying to figure it out. We were in a lot of games. We won a lot of games, but we just weren't clicking quite yet. And to start a game where you hit some tough shots and you get an early lead, it was just really good for us as a team just to ride that momentum into this weekend, and to start like that is always good.
And so they called the timeout right after that to try and stem the tide, but you go right back to work. And this is going to be a recurring theme throughout the game. They would switch ball screens, and usually it'd be a taller defender on you, but you just took advantage whether it was inside or out.
Yeah, definitely. We recognize that they're switching, and a big part of our offense is if they're going to switch big guys out onto guards, we got to make them pay, and we were able to do that tonight.
And that's my favorite of your entire basket repertoire, the crossover, the ankle breaker on Gable Smith. We're going to get another look. This was fun.
Yeah, I was able to get him shifted, and I was glad he was away from the rim because he can block a lot of shots. So we were kind of in my territory, and it was definitely a good feeling when you get a wide open layup like that.
You held the hand up a little bit longer, too. You knew you were in rhythm, and you continued staying in rhythm. You got a couple of friendly home bounces as well, but that's a step back 2, and you're going to hit a step back 3 here to get you up to 21 points. As far as step backs are concerned, is that something you worked on in terms of like getting the momentum from your legs?
Yeah, absolutely. As a shorter guard, you really got to be creative with creating separations, and especially a lot of teams like to put longer, taller defenders on me. So it's definitely something I had to work on. And when you get in a rhythm, it makes it a lot easier. You got some confidence, and you're able to take those shots without any hesitation.
And then no hesitation here on the fast break. You just drive right by the Crookston defenders in transition, using your quickness at that point.
Yeah, I was kind of leaked out a little bit there, and was able to get a nice, easy fast break layup, which is always nice.
Get a baseline fadeaway there. You're up to 27, and then a little give-and-go action. This 3 gives you 30 points with a minute to go in the first half. And obviously, we've seen how great you are on offense, but you're also SMSU's all-time leader in steals, and you're going to get one here for a transition basket.
Yeah, we felt like we were really locked in early, and when that happens as a team, you're able to jump some passing lanes. And, I don't know why I didn't shoot that with my left hand, but it was good to get that defense rolling there where it was able to feel our offense.
There's your stat line from the first half. 32 points, 14 of 18 from the field. Just an absolutely sensational first half. And then the second half, I like this. You weave between 3 defenders here for the layup.
Yeah, we just really work on making guys step in and stop you with their chest. And if they don't, you just got to keep attacking, and was able to get to the rim there.
And then you hit this 3-pointer. This gives you 37, which is a personal career high with 15 minutes to go. And obviously, you're trying as a team, obviously, to put some distance between you and Minnesota Crookston, but part of that obviously depends on you continuing to score.
Yeah, absolutely. They're keeping it close enough to where we weren't quite comfortable yet, so I was able to stay in attack mode. And when things are going like it was tonight, it was to just try to keep that rhythm. And my teammates did a great job of finding me and creating space for me.
And then you hit a 3 here and get fouled. And believe it or not, 49 points, you shoot 1 free throw the entire game, and it's right here.
Yeah, I usually catch a little heat for shooting a lot of free throws. So it was kind of nice to have a game where I did it without having to go to the line so much.
So that gave you 43, and that was with 9 minutes to go. You would put some distance between you, so you don't actually score again until under 2 minutes. That 3 gave you 46, which set a new SMSU record for an individual game. And then you're going to try and find some space here, hit the last one to give you a career-high 49.
Yeah, my favorite thing here is Michael Lee's reaction on the playback here. This is a great friend, a great teammate. Just having a guy like that excited for you is pretty awesome feeling.
And then Coach Bigler calls timeout and takes you out here with a minute to go. You had 49. The game's obviously well in hand, but be honest, did you want one crack to try and get above 50?
To be honest, I was just happy because I got taken out with about 4 minutes left, and he put me back in. And I think the first 2 times I touched it, I had a turnover and then a bad pull-up where I bricked it. And Bigler kind of gave me a look of, should I take him out? Are you good? And then I was able to get those last 2 threes up. And so I was just happy to get there and to enjoy that moment with everyone and all the great fans that are genuinely happy for people to have success. It was a great moment.
You end up with 49 points, 20 of 27 from the field, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals. I mean, you had a stat line that would be good for 2 or 3 games combined, and you had it all in one. What did you feel like after getting taken out, knowing what you had just done?
Like I said earlier, it was just a great feeling that you see the crowd and my teammates just genuinely happy for me, and to be in a place where people care that much about you and they were just happy to see me have success like that. And it's why it makes SMSU so great and why I enjoyed my time there.
Well, I certainly enjoyed this game. I was fortunate enough to call it for Midco. Thanks for going down memory lane with me. Stay safe, stay healthy. Glad you're back in Minnesota, and we'll catch up again soon.
Yes, thanks for having me.